It only took Usain Bolt roughly under 10 seconds to establish himself as the undisputed sprinting king of modern times, and likely all athletic history. He's won 8 gold medals, broke world records, and made a name for himself that's synonymous with power and pride for his people. But it wasn't an easy ride. In today's video, we show you the dark side of his life and how he went from rags to riches, starting off with the sprinter's rise to success. It all began at the 2009 World Championships, under the flashing lights of Berlin's Olympic Stadium, when the 22-year-old Usain Bolt struck a lightning bolt pose as a confident grin before taking his mark. The Jamaican, who was already the fastest man alive after making a record at Beijing Olympics in 2008, won the 100-meter dash in 9.58 seconds, breaking his own world record and rewriting history. After winning the Olympic gold, and like several of them, he became an international celebrity, all thanks to his amazing speed and laid-back, playful nature. And of course, the king of sprinting quickly became a household name, and there was no going back. But what if we told you it hasn't always been about fame and success for the sprinter? While the Jamaican may appear to be a natural city slicker with his fast cars, dark glasses, great drip, and bougie lifestyle, he's had a history that not many know. Bolt was raised in Trelawney Parish, a village that is about as primitive as they come. It's about a 3.5-hour drive from Kingston, and due to the road's twisty nature through Jamaica's hilly interior. But with a Bolt at the wheel, the trip only takes half as long. The world's fastest man zooms past the potholes, earning the label Leadfoot. Walking through Sherwood content is like stepping back in time, or even worse, frankly, it's like being in the Stone Age, because there are no streetlights and little access to running water. Old men still ride donkeys, kids gather at the village tap to fill buckets with water, and everyone waves at passing cars. And it's not like they're having fun with it. The residents absolutely hate their poor condition of the roads in their village. They claim that Usain's gold medals finally brought them some clean running water after ages, and now they're praying for another Bolt-like figure to repair the roads. But frankly, not even Leo can make the water flow constantly. The villagers claim that even though it's available now, it fluctuates. Sometimes they have water, and sometimes it stops, and there isn't much they can do about it. This really makes you stop and think about how the world's fastest man alive came from a humble background. He was brought up in a modest one-story home with just bare minimum necessities. He didn't have access to fancy gadgets, no Nikes, no Adidas, nothing to get him started, or big meals to even make sure he was strong enough to be breaking world records. Just enough that the family could put food on the table. His parents, Wellesley and Jennifer, ran a small neighborhood grocery store that offered everything from boiled sweets to pig's ear. But even then, things weren't easy. It's so gloomy and dismal that the thought of Bolt growing up in such conditions makes you respect him even more. It's just brilliant that since then, he's gone beyond the realm of sports, joining the likes of Muhammad Ali and Pele and Michael Jordan, who are known to be much more than sportsmen. Not only in terms of stature, the man's more than just a young boy who once loved his backyard yams, bananas, coconuts, coca, mangoes, and oranges. He has come a long way, all thanks to his grandfather. Honestly, we're so grateful to him, and we bet Bolt is too. He was the first to notice his grandson's talent, and he used to tell his daughter that there was something about this child. And if the sprinter's mom is to be believed, he showed his mother some of what his body was capable of at the age of just 3 weeks. I can still remember leaving him on the bed and he nearly fell off, but I found him pulling himself back up when I came back into the room. Even back then, he was very powerful. And just like that, he went from a strong baby to the track king. While the mother was pretty sure that her son was going places, Bolt's father, also a tall man, and his genes show up in his son's physique, never imagined he would accomplish as much as he has. And even in poverty, there's something that the sprinter's parents did right. As you probably know, it's very common for people in the villages or more humble sides of society to have dozens of kids. Usain's village is no different. There are thousands of tired-looking women and sad eyes, carrying their malnourished babies as well as buckets hunting for some water. People are scouring miles around the village for work so they can feed their starving kids. But thankfully, Bolt's mother only had one, and it was this decision of hers that the superstar emerged. The sprinter obviously worked hard to be where he is, but we feel it's also a result of his mother's tender care and attention to her only child, which would forever change the family's lives. Feeding him yam and dumplings because, you know, the carbohydrates give you energy, while grinding to make it better for the family is definitely commendable. And their son, thankfully, didn't disappoint either. Before his success, Usain's parents had never traveled. It was obviously not something they could afford to do. But thanks to their superstar sprinter son, they've seen the world. They've been to China, Japan, Europe, you name it, they've been there. They've lived in poshest of hotels, eaten the finest of cuisine, and worn the most expensive of clothes. In fact, when the sprinter broke the 100 world meter record in Beijing, his mother was among the charged crowd. And then at the 200 meter, when her son had broken Michael Johnson's record, she was there through it all. This also makes us think about how easily people give up when the push comes to shove. Honestly, how many of us had to live through a tough life like the Usain Bolt, in a village where even the most basic necessities are a blessing, where people take one day at a time, and yet many give up on their dreams and lose the motivation when they've got everything at their disposal to make things work. Usain didn't have much, but he used whatever he did in his favor and made a name for himself that even even 13 years down the line, no one's able to come even close to what he did on that historic day. Meanwhile, Bolt has been given back to his community. We don't know about you, but we feel this man's living TED Talk gives to athletes and even those beyond the realm of sports some much needed motivation to go after their dreams. You already know that his success brought his village clean water and infrastructure, but even his former high school has been benefited greatly from Bolt's career. The school had received a generous donation of Puma spike backs when Usain was breaking records left, right, and center. The students didn't lose hope considering its questionable state and very basic facilities, but instead, as a result of Bolt's success, the after-school athletics club is now oversubscribed. Now that running wasn't always popular among the Jamaican kids, it appears to come naturally to them, but it was cricket that held the majority's interest at first. Even Bolt himself was not too keen on running until a teacher bribed him to participate in the school's races with a box lunch, and the rest, they say, is history. And this is why we feel Bolt is the perfect story of rags to riches. Today, the 6'5" sprinter is synonymous with his nation's flag colors of green, gold, and black, and he is as vibrant and irresistible off the track as he is on it. Bolt has given Jamaicans a sense of national pride. And to top it off, because of him, their current crop of athletes have dominated the sprints events for the past few years. He was in rags once, but now he's a millionaire. You know, as they say, being born in poverty isn't your fault, but dying in it surely is. In 2016, it was estimated that he raked in $32 million. After the August 2017 World Championships, he gave up running and is now a marketing Goliath with more than a dozen sponsors. You'd think once a sportsman retires, the money stops flowing, but deals have typically continued even long after retirement for Bolt. His largest contract with Puma paid him more than $10 million in 2017. In 2018, the sprinter opened his third track and record spot in Jamaica, and he's also got a contract in place for 10 to 15 restaurants in the United Kingdom. Fast forward to 2022, and his net worth has doubled and tripled, bringing him to a massive total of $90 million. Clearly, the Trailblazer didn't let his dark past take over, and with dedication and hard work, he's changed his life for good, and probably the next couple generations as well. And that, kids, is how you work hard for your dreams, and the dough will come. That's a wrap for this video. What do you think of Usain's Bolt success story? Comment below and let us know. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.